This is the story about the legendary adventures of a wooden puppet who wanted to be a real boy. He was naughty and made mistakes, but had a big heart and had the courage to do what is right. Let me introduce you to Pinocchio. Pinocchio ran through the forest. He carried 5 gold coins in his pocket. He hurried back to his father, Geppetto. Suddenly, a sweet smell drifted through the trees. Pinocchio stopped. He forgot about going home. He followed the sweet smell. He pushed through the bushes. He found a large wooden cart in a clearing. The large wooden cart was filled with purple tarts. Pinocchio's wooden stomach rumbled. He decided to eat just one, but the tarts looked too delicious. Pinocchio ate 1 blackcurrant tart. Then he ate 10. Then he ate 50. He stuffed the tarts into his mouth. Soon, the cart was empty. Pinocchio's wooden belly swelled like a balloon. He groaned. He fell into the grass. Pinocchio felt terribly sick. The forest spun around him. He fainted. He woke up in a soft bed. He was inside a forest cottage. The fairy with turquoise hair stood over him. The fairy with turquoise hair looked at Pinocchio's swollen belly. She shook her head. She knew what the puppet had done. The fairy mixed a dark, bubbling liquid in a glass. It was magical medicine. The fairy handed the glass to Pinocchio. He took a small sip. He spat it out. The medicine was very bitter. Pinocchio threw a tantrum. He kicked his wooden legs in the air. Pinocchio threw pillows across the room. He pulled the heavy blankets over his head. He refused to drink the bitter medicine. He wanted to stay sick forever. The fairy did not argue. The fairy clapped her hands twice. The bedroom door opened. 4 large black rabbits marched into the room. They wore dark suits. They carried a small wooden box. The box was the exact size of Pinocchio. The black rabbits stood next to the bed. The rabbits stared at Pinocchio with red eyes. One rabbit pulled out a measuring tape. The rabbit measured Pinocchio's legs. Pinocchio peeked out from under the blanket. His wooden heart pounded. Pinocchio realized the black rabbits were undertakers. The rabbits waited to take him away. He had refused the medicine. Pinocchio scrambled out of the blanket in terror. He grabbed the glass from the fairy's hand. Pinocchio swallowed the bitter medicine. The taste was awful. His swollen stomach shrank instantly. Pinocchio felt completely cured. The 4 black rabbits sighed in relief. The black rabbits picked up their empty box. They marched out the door. The fairy smiled. She asked Pinocchio how he got sick. Pinocchio felt embarrassed. Pinocchio did not want to tell the fairy he stole a cart of tarts. He decided to lie. He said a monster made him eat poisoned berries. As soon as he lied, something strange happened. Pinocchio's wooden nose began to tingle. The nose sprouted tiny green leaves. It stretched forward. The nose grew very fast. Pinocchio gasped. He covered his mouth. His nose kept growing. Pinocchio's nose shot across the bedroom. It knocked over a lamp. It poked a hole in a painting. Finally, the nose stretched out the window. Pinocchio was trapped. His nose was as long as a fallen tree. Pinocchio could not turn his head. The fairy watched him with a strict look. She let Pinocchio sit with his giant nose. Suddenly, a loud splash echoed outside. Frantic barking filled the air. Pinocchio looked out the window. His giant nose stretched across a rushing river. The fairy's poodle, Medoro, had fallen into the water. The dog struggled to swim. Medoro was swept toward a rocky waterfall. A large fish snapped at the dog's tail. The fairy gasped. Her magic was too slow. Pinocchio had to act. Pinocchio leaned out the window. His long nose made a wooden bridge over the water. Pinocchio whistled loudly. Medoro looked up. The little dog paddled hard. Medoro grabbed Pinocchio's nose. Pinocchio gripped the window frame. The rushing water pulled the dog. Pinocchio's wooden nose bent under the weight. The wood creaked loudly. Pinocchio's wooden nose felt like it might snap off. Pinocchio held on bravely. He pulled his head back slowly. He dragged Medoro out of the rushing water. The wet poodle scrambled up the wooden nose. Medoro ran into the bedroom. The poodle shook water from his fur. The fairy hugged Medoro tightly. The fairy looked at Pinocchio with proud eyes. Pinocchio had been naughty, but Pinocchio was also brave. Pinocchio apologized for stealing the tarts and lying. The fairy waved her hand. Magical woodpeckers flew into the room. The birds landed on Pinocchio's nose. The woodpeckers quickly pecked away the extra wood. In seconds, Pinocchio's nose was back to normal. He thanked the fairy. He promised to be good. He patted Medoro. Then, Pinocchio left the cottage. He was ready to go home to Geppetto. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next quest. A like and a subscribe will help us stay connected with you. Also be a great source of encouragement for our team.